So the purpose of this video is to help you identify where you are in the healing process or inflammatory process of your low back. Once we identify if you're in this area, we're going to give you some guidelines and some prognosis as to what's going on. Really what we want out of this is we want you to understand that there's a little bit of a process to this, and we want you to pass through it as quickly as possible so we can start to make some gains. So right now you're in the inflammatory phase. This is the first part. This happens right after you get hurt. And really you're in pain all the time, certain positions and hurt even worse. And really what you need to understand is there's the equivalent of a car accident that's happened in your back. There's a lot of debris and damage everywhere, and it's going to take time for your body to clear that stuff out. So this phase typically lasts about 7 to 10 days, that you start to feel better around that 7 to 10 day mark. Doesn't mean you're going to be all the way gone, but the first 3 or 4 days are really rough because you don't necessarily see an end in sight. But a week from the initiation, provided you do all the right things, your body's default is to come in and start to clear that out. The inflammation goes away. You're going to start to feel better. And really that's why advice is the most important part of this phase. There's no treatment that's going to expedite that inflammatory process. We can start treatment and we'll be able to identify some of the causes that led you to this inflammation and start to reduce them, but understanding this is gonna take time. If you're familiar with sports, people go on the 4 to 6 week DL or the 6 to 8 week or months or whatever. That's because they've identified what's hurt, how bad it is, and there's just that biological tissue that needs to heal during that time. So we have a whole video on what to do to create a healing environment for you. That'll be in the description below. We'll provide that link. So go check that out. If you are in this phase, go watch that video, follow it. We even have it spelled out what you need to do for each part of the day, and that'll help you get through this first inflammatory phase as quickly as possible so we can get you back to doing what you want to do.